There's a Seinfeld episode for
Yeah, me
every
neither. I've
notch
Situation.
in society.
use a phone book. Put on the phone book. Or they used to, anyway.
Okay, it is 5 PM on Tuesday, November 26th, 2024. I'm going to call this regular town board meeting of the town of LaPointe to order. Take a roll call. Mike Anderson.
Here.
Amy Baxter.
Here.
Susan Brenna.
Here.
Samantha Dobson. And Glenn Carlson here. We also have our town clerk here and representatives from the fire department and the MRF and public. Is there public comment? Paul?
What I have under this contract with big water apparatus, and I see in the narrative of the police survey, someone mentioned about a big water apparatus is charging 150 an hour for their work. And I hope the heck if they're charging that much per hour, that it's for something major, like rebuilding a pump or something. Why you have to rebuild a pump on a nearly new truck, I don't know. But I hope it's not for more mundane things like changing oil or wipers or lighting or something like that. If that's the case, I'll do it for $149 an hour because that's a pretty hefty amount for mundane stuff. If it's something major, I can see it, but for some new truck, you gotta try and find ways to save money, guys.
Thank you, Paul. Any other public comment? Okay, moving on. Administrative reports, town chair's report. Have nothing really new to report. Public Works, Materials Recovery Facility. We have a purchase order for a well pump replacement. Is there a motion to approve the purchase order?
I'll make a motion to approve purchase order as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is a new addition. It's to approve credit card processing and related items for MRF. And the related item is mostly, if we're going to be doing this, we'll need to have a separate savings account to have the credit card deposits go into so that it doesn't get commingled in with the credit card deposits from the park reservations or any of the town's other finances. So Evan is here. He is now the interim MRF supervisor and has been spearheading this effort to bring the MRF accounting into the 20th or 21st century. And is here to answer any questions anyone has. It's going to be a Square-based system. And we're going to start to move away from the punch cards and move more towards reloadable mag cards that operate like a credit card, like the ferry cards. And also MRF will take credit cards then as well.
So we don't have any material on this, so this is, I don't understand it. So are they gonna reload the MAG cards out there? Out at the
Yeah,
facility?
so, right, we already have the Square point of sale system that was purchased in 2022. And it already has the feature to accept cards, and so all we have to do is link a bank account with our Square system and we can start accepting credit cards. And we want to move away from the paper punch cards for one. You know, it's more to keep track of in terms of, you know, cards that are issued out. There's a lot of issues with people who lose their cards. And also, the issue with the punch cards is there's no way for us to track actual sales and track how much we're selling in demo, how much we're selling in trash, how much we're taking in as hazardous waste. And having real data to figure out how much should we be actually charging for a bag of garbage. So if we can figure out, you know, because on a day-to-day basis, 80% of the sales we do is punching someone's card. Now, you know, if every once in a while have a large sale through the register of selling dump cards, but that's a sale of dump cards, that's not a sale of trash. And so we have no clue as to how much trash we're accepting. By using, it's actually a gift card that's reloadable. We will keep a register of the card number that's issued and the name to it. If somebody loses their card, we'll still be able to have access to their card number and they won't just lose that money.
So I have a question on that. For the folks that are hesitant to do card and for cash. Could it work in the same way where they have this number, this account number? That they're. I don't know, I'm just curious if there's still a cash option.
There will always be a cash option, and I will encourage paying with cash because there is no fee.
Right.
With that, obviously, the credit card, there are fees. But there are, I mean, as we keep moving year after year, the way that everyone goes is having only plastic in their wallet, and there's been issues where someone who's out of town that doesn't understand Murph rolls in. And all they have is a credit card. Well, now they've already thrown their baby trash in there and taking their word on it. They're usually pretty good about coming back. It's just to add more flexibility into it. Yeah, but we'll always encourage cash and check. Another option with Square is that they have a house account option. So right now we have a charge account and we write down so-and-so came in and they dumped their trash or their demo. We write it down on a piece of paper and then that at the end of the month comes to town hall, wastes a bunch of town hall staff's time creating invoices and sending them out. Through Square, we can have the house accounts, charge it throughout the day, and at the end of the month, we can send out an invoice to everyone by email. And really streamline it. I still would need to meet with the accounting administrator and probably Georgine and Glenn to figure out the process of how we work with the treasurer and the accounting staff. But the idea of moving forward with Square accepting credit cards, having to get this reloadable gift card option and doing house accounts through Square is to streamline everything. Be more flexible in accepting payment, get away from the paper cards and have better tracking of all of our sales on a day-to-day basis.
And my understanding, Evan, is that you're planning to start this as kind of a small program, a pilot program of maybe starting with town employees who are willing to be guinea pigs on this.
I think frequent flyers who, that are willing to accept these cards. I've already placed an order for cards. They have a custom card option, so I put the town of point. It's not much more to go with the custom card option. So have the town of point logo on the back of it. It says town of point for discount card.
I have a question. Will there be a minimum that has to be purchased on that card, kind of like the ferry?
No, so the gift card is however much somebody wants to put on there.
So it's just charges up what they ask.
Yeah. Yeah, and unlike the Mipple cards, they allow so much to go into a negative balance to be reloaded. This one, once it's at zero, that's all you have.
Mhm.
And so you either have to reload it right there or pay it in a different way to your remaining balance.
Okay.
And we're still gonna be able to offer a discount with loading these cards through Square. You can have a discount option that's a percentage. Right now with the paper cards, it's a 20% discount. So we'll probably have something similar to that.
That'll be all in the fee schedule.
I think it would be nice if we charge the credit card fee to the person using a credit card.
I did some research on that. Square does not allow that in their system. I read some articles through their help guide. And they ran into a lot of issues with people who were trying to charge the credit card. And it's a debit card, so the fee isn't as much. But yet you're still charging the customer that service fee. Their suggestion was the fee is 2.5% plus 10 cents per transaction. And their suggestion is add that 2.5%, 3% to your rate to make up for that credit card fee, rather than trying to have a service charge fee.
Okay,
Thank you, Evan. So we need a motion, basically to establish a savings account to be used for, credit card receipts from the MERC.
I'll make a motion that we open a account for the MERP for the credit cards.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. And just in general, there's consensus for the board to allow the MERF to move to this new system.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Next item, committee minutes. Are there any questions or comments on the committee minutes?
I was just wondering, does anybody know what a teen drop space is?
What?
The library? Teen drop space?
I can assume what it is, just from personal conversations. I think it's more a space for teens to be.
Like a drop-in?
Yeah, yeah, kind of like what the rec center used to be,
Okay,
in a sense.
okay. Thanks.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, we have unanimous consent to place the committee minutes on file?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, next item, Energy Committee. We do not yet have the contract with Joma Electric. We thought we were going to be receiving it by now. So we will just move on to the next item. Town Hall Administration and Budget Summary Report. We actually did at the last meeting, so we don't need to address that. Island Collaborative sign-up sheet. We all have a copy of it. Is their unanimous consent to use that as the sign-up sheet for the Island Collaborative?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Next is the contract with Big Water Apparatus. Y'all should have a copy of it. Is there a motion to approve the contract?
I'll make a motion to approve the contract with Big Water Apparatus LLC.
Or second?
Go ahead. I'll Samurai second.
Mhm.
Take your pick.
Take your pick, Alex. Okay, any discussion?
We do have a guy that does the oil changes for our trucks, don't we?
It does what?
Oil changes for our trucks.
No,
We don't have a guy that does that?
New Water does it all.
Oh, okay.
We were told by the last administrator before the last one that no work would be done by the town crew on any of the fire trucks.
Is there a reason? Just for
That's the
liability?
one.
Yeah, the place burned down.
I understand.
Well, we're gonna have a new town administrator soon, and that topic can be revisited.
Mhm.
If it's doable, it'd certainly be a way to save.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Red. It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we've got an industrial lot lease, lot 9. This is for Evan, is that you? Evan Robert?
No.
I don't remember, well, Evan, this one's Evan Robert?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that
that's
is.
your dad's. That's you? Okay. So this is your lot, yeah. Is there, I think that's what it is.
If I make a comment, I see it's a 10-year lease instead of a 1-year lease.
They're all 10-year leases.
Oh, are they all? 10?
Yeah,
Okay. But you're able to pop out of that.
Oh, it is, yeah, it's Evan J, actually. Sorry,
It's
so
your
it's your
dad.
dad.
Yes.
Okay, so is there, we have a motion and a second on that?
I'll make a motion to approve the lease request, but with a discussion.
I'll second.
Okay, go ahead,
So
Mike.
is it a renewal?
Yeah,
Yep, it's the same as the previous lease. It's exactly the same.
And I had a
Where did you see renewal on?
list of people ask me for Carrie's lot when
Yeah, you can sell.
I wanted to get rid of all his cars and get rid of my lot. There was so many people that wanted it. So yeah, you can get out of it pretty easy.
Yeah, reasonable notice is 6 months, so
Okay.
to terminate.
Alex, where do you see renewal?
I don't see it on there, but Georgine told me that it is just a renewal. It's the same as it's been.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we need I think we can probably do all three of these as one motion. We need to cancel the credit card that Ben Schramm had. We need to issue Pete Wiggins a card with the same credit limit of 5,000 and to approve a credit card for the new mechanic CDL driver at 1,500, which was the amount that they've had before.
I'll make a motion that we approve all the credit card changes that you just mentioned.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item, vouchers.
I will make a motion to approve the vouchers in a total of $10,348.92.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Alternative claims.
I will make a motion to approve the alternative claims in the amount of $186,693.07.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have a treasurer's report for the month of October.
Make a motion to accept the treasurer's report with the checking account balance of $702,066.13.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
What's the total available checking amount?
For the town, it's $1,318,882.51. Miffle, the Harbor Commission has another $1,365,000.
But like down here for this one, it's a blank.
Oh,
And usually there's a number there. for the
that is a
total.
good question.
Yeah, I just read up here because there wasn't anything down there.
Yeah. that's it.
Okay, well, let's table this then until.
Well, maybe she just moved it up here. I don't know.
Um,
I'm just used to
There
looking.
should
at-
be a bank reconciliation down there.
I'll make
So,
a motion that we postpone this till the next regular town board meeting.
Second.
seconded to table, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next minutes. We have
I will make a motion to approve the minutes for the special meeting November 7th and the regular town board meeting for November 12th, which I want to talk about, and the special town board meeting for November 19th.
Second.
moved and seconded, discussion.
Alex, you didn't have, Amy made a motion for the November 12th minutes. Amy made a motion and you didn't put anybody down that seconded it on page 3 under town hall administration.
Good catch, Mike.
Yeah, well, I was reading it. I hope
Okay,
somebody seconded.
any other comments on the minutes?
We gave Red his big raise.
Yeah, right. All right, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is. Let's do it the agenda. Thank you.
Change.
Fire department training report, that's just for your information. Next is a purchase order for Wildland Boots. Is there a motion to approve the purchase order for Wildland Boots?
I'll make a motion, we approve the purchase order for Wildland Boots for new and unequipped members.
Okay,
Second.
moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yeah. How many, like, you give me like 10?
Just six.
How many boots are we ordering?
Yeah.
6 pair.
Okay, any other discussion?
Would this be a good time to just talk about that forest fire protection grant?
Sure. Go ahead.
All of those purchase orders that are listed for the fire department tonight are purchases that are being made for wildland firefighting equipment, for which we will get reimbursement in a portion of the purchase price from forest fire protection grant from the Department of Natural Resources that we got for this year. Actually, it runs through into the next fiscal year and terminates in April. So I remind you, there's boots there. There's equipment from the DNR warehouse. There was, pardon me?
Ice rescue suit?
Yeah, sorry, that's not part of the FFP. Forgive me. So there are 3 items.
Portable radio.
The boots, the DNR warehouse, and the radios. And the DNR, the grant is for 50% reimbursement for all of the expenditures with a couple of limits. They limit you to $200 of reimbursement on boots, but our total boot price is 200 and something per pair. So we will get half of that reimbursed.
318.
Thank you. I don't have the figures. So we'll get 150 plus $959 per pair reimbursement. And the radios, they limit the reimbursement on those to $2,500 per unit. And the per unit cost, we have spec'd out are $7,800 something a piece. And it's something like that, I don't have the wrong price.
Yep.
So just so you know that not all of the purchases made against that FMP will have a 50% reimbursement. And that we are making some additional purchases that are within our regular spending, credit card, less than $1,500, don't need a PO. And the total cost of the grant, and again, forgive me, I could dig through there and find it's like 14 grand, so we will be spending, with the extra price for the radios, about 9,000, meaning about $6,500. That's not what. This is the second time we get it about every 2 years, we get one of these grants.
Okay, thank
So
you.
we're waiting for a couple of years to see how, especially the personal protective equipment, the firefighters needs to get upgraded. And then we'll work that into a grant application. And we buy most of that stuff from the DNR warehouse on Tomahawk because they already do, bidding for that stuff, and we get the best price from them. Also, seems to be the same stuff here, so we don't have to worry about changing, brands or styles or anything.
Thank you, Red. Are there any questions? And I guess this is really on any of those purchase orders.
If you'd like, I could speak to the ice rescue suits. We've been purchasing 2 a year. After the fire, I think we bought 4 pair, maybe six. And then our target was to have 10 of them, and they have about a 10-year shelf life. So we've been looking at adding 2 a year, and this will get us this year to that 10 figure. And then we'll start looking at the replacement of the oldest suits, as we move forward from this.
Okay, any other?
I've got just kind of a random question because I've noticed this with different departments and I finally have someone I can ask for the fire department. You do wait until we vote yes or no before it's ordered, right?
Correct. Yeah. The process has changed in the last half a year. It used to be that Barb would put the POs out on the desk and you guys would sign them at
It did.
will.
Mhm.
And now they seem to be running through the town board.
Yeah, and
And I, just to editorialize a little bit, it does kind of slow down our purchasing, we do I do a lot of pricing between vendors. And sometimes they don't honor those prices more than 60 days. And just by virtue of the fact that I'm not a paid employee, I do all this as a volunteer. I don't spend a lot of time at the fire hall. So sometimes these things kind of get set aside and there've been a few occasions where that 60 days has lapsed and usually the vendors are pretty good. They'll honor it, a few more days after that, but it does This way does make it a little more difficult for others.
The reason, Red, why that happened was that our attorney was asked, and basically his conclusion was that we were having a non-public meeting
Oh, okay.
in signing those outside of a meeting.
Good to know.
And so he said, you know, you can't really approve something outside of a meeting like that. So that was, it was not to try to give you more work or,
If I could just editorialize a little bit more, I recently retired the last couple of years from a job with the state where I was allowed to do purchasing up to $5,000 without any approval from anyone. I had a credit card that was good for $10,000 per purchase. And in a month, I could spend, any number of $10,000 purchases on that credit card.
Well,
I'm just telling you that.
thank you
We're a
for,
little bit behind the times here with this $1,500 limit. I personally had gotten mine raised to $5,000 higher because $1,500 would last me about a week and a half trying to get this. So
okay,
just for editorializing.
thank you, Red.
I have one more question.
Go ahead.
On the portable radios, it says that they're $15,000 and it says where are the funds coming from? It says 6,000 up here. So that's not 15.
Yeah, I have to look at it just to remind.
You do have the funds for this, right? It says,
Yeah, the estimate was 15,000 and then, yeah, so it's. Remind myself what's going on. So, yeah, they're $7,000 a piece, $7,200 a piece, so they'd be less than the 15 grand. So the 6,000 would be what was left over after we get the $5,000 back. DNR. They'll give us $5,000, so that be a remainder of 15 minus 5,000, so 9,000 sometimes. I'm not sure what that, it's not my rating, I didn't put that there.
oh, okay.
And is this a different type of radio? Because I don't remember them being that expensive.
Yeah, tell me about it.
It's about making a long, convoluted story about it. The state of Wisconsin, in their infinite wisdom, has decided that all emergency communications are going to migrate to something called the 700/800 megahertz system, which is different than the VHF and VHF digital systems that we're using now. That changeover, we're told, will probably come within the next 5 years. So in order to position ourselves to be, that we won't have to replace $1 bajillion for radios all at once, we've been buying these multi-band radios for the last couple of years. So most of the trucks have multi-band radios. We only have 2, maybe 4 portables, I forget. So what we're trying to do is just migrate ahead of that deadline that we know is coming down the pipe at some point. So that we'll be prepared to make the jump to the new radio system. And let me tell you, editorializing again, that the state of Wisconsin loves to do this to especially to the little fire departments. This might not be a big deal for the city of Milwaukee or city of Madison, but I can tell you that the other 20,000 volunteer firefighters in the state that use portable radios, they're being just jacked around by the state with this migrating to the system and not providing funding. That said, there is a statute in place that will allow the state to give grants to departments to help them, get through this process. But the Republicans in the legislature, since this thing was passed 4 years ago, have not put any money into it. Zero.
Thank you, Red. Okay, we have a motion and a second on the wildland boots. Any further discussion on that? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We have a purchase order for the 2024 firefighter protection purchasing and DNR stockroom requests. Is there a motion to approve that purchase order?
I'll make a motion to approve the 2024 purchasing in our stock.
Second, discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have a purchase order for the ice rescue suits.
Make a motion to approve the ice rescue suits.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next is a purchase order for the portable radios. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the portable radios. Okay.
And seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, thank you, Red. Moving on, public comment B. Paul?
Just want to say, Rick, you're editorializing, testify.
Thanks, man.
I have a public comment.
Go ahead.
It's nice to have somebody explain to us what's going on with the fire department. Because we don't ever have anybody in here to ask questions. And you can obviously see we had a lot of questions.
If you're.
I don't understand that.
An email, mention that it'd be on it, be a good thing to have here.
But I'm just, when you talk to anybody else, I'm just saying that it's nice to have somebody here to ask questions.
Thank you, Red,
Get in.
for coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is,
Thanks a lot. for
it does help.
I have a comment, just
Go ahead.
because what else to be said. We have a new bus driver, through the Point School, Josie Vesti is gonna be, and that requires a CDL. So I would recommend, someone reaching out to her and seeing if she has any interest in driving for the town. She's currently in the process of getting it, but, they're transitioning her into the new part-time bus driver role, so.
Interesting.
Something to consider.
I will make one comment on that. The bus that they use is hydraulic brake, which she would need to pass in her brake test along with doing her driving test for the vehicle that has her brakes.
Yeah, it's not a complete town CDL.
Mhm.
There are some additional things,
Got
but
it.
she's over there then.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Any other public comment? Okay, moving on. Any liquor licenses, Alex? No? Lawsuits and legal, nothing new on the Ashland County case. And on the sergeant claim, it is a little complicated because we have one insurance company that covers the vessels, and we have another insurance company that covers the dock. And when you have an accident that occurs between those two things, it's a little complicated. So they're trying to figure out who's going to handle this. That's the latest. Any questions that I can answer? All right, moving on, agenda items for future meetings. Alex?
Reschedule December 24th. Items for 20. And it's treasurer's report. Yes, the red slash.
Thank you. Any other items for future agenda?
I have an item, but I think it can wait until we get the administrator up and running, but maybe you can make a note of it. And then I'd love for us to actually have more clear onboarding for new employees so that incidents like that happened last year with the woman that was putting up the sign won't happen. I mean, people need to know that these people work for us. But I think we should have some sort of onboarding process as something we can discuss later, but including whoever I mean.
And that is moving forward. We are going to be meeting with the finalists next Tuesday. And hopefully we'll be able to move forward with them shortly thereafter. Okay, any other agenda items? Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
I
Opposed?